What's up, everybody? My name is Brad Critchfield, and welcome to the podcast. This is the podcast that builds community one conversation at a time, brick by brick. Today, I have a very special guest, Tom Phillips. Tom has spearheaded this entire opportunity for the 605 band to not only be in the Rose Parade, but also the practice parade that's going to start at Ron Erie Stadium all the way to Mayfair Park. Honored to have him here in the studio.
Welcome to the show.
All right.
Let's do it.
Tom Phillips.
Yes, sir.
Let's jump right in.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself.
Just turned 61, and I'm going to be retiring from Mayfair in 2025. I have spent 36 years in education. I was at Norwalk High School for 8 years, Nogales High School in La Puente for 3, and then I came home to work here at Mayfair in 2000. And originally from New York, I moved out here in Cerritos when I was six, and then we kind of jumped around. We lived in Cerritos. We moved to Arizona. Came back to Norwalk, actually, where I started playing trumpet in the 6th grade. And that was the beginning of the love. So we lived in Orange County, La Quinta High School, Golden West College, Cal State Fullerton, and then off to, I just wanted to be a high school band director. And it was my passion as a kid, playing my trumpet, being part of school life. I loved it. It was hard for me to walk away from high school, and that's why I knew I wanted to teach. I just wanted to be in the high school mix, and that's kind of where I've been enjoying my job ever since. It's been a lot of fun.
And how long have you been at Mayfair?
This is 25.
25 years.
Yeah.
And you're retiring next year.
You're retiring, sir, 25.
And that's set in stone.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been planning on it?
Probably since probably a few years ago when we started the Rose Parade project. I was definitely going, I want to be done by then. I want to do other things. I have grandkids in the Midwest, and so I miss them, and I want to be part of their lives. I think having, the entire village be around your kids, just like your kids, just like my kids. I want to be around them. Don't know if I'm going to move. We love Lakewood. My wife and I live in Lakewood. Like I said earlier, my daughters went to Lakewood High School, so we've been since in this neighborhood since 1992. So okay. Lakewood's been our home.
And you said Midwest. Where about?
Omaha, St. Louis. The two kids are there, and they're married, and they have great lives. But 3 grandkids are in Omaha, and 1 is in St. Louis, and you don't know where it's going to lead us. But it's good. It's a good thing. So, but we get to visit them. That kind of stuff. Yeah.
So the Rose Parade is basically your big send-off.
Yeah, see you later. That's it.
It's a good note to end on, right?
Yes, I think so.
And so tell me about, so the 605 band, I believe I read it's one of the largest bands to be in the Rose Parade. Mm-hmm. I read that somewhere. Is that true?
Yeah, I think the largest band is probably around 700 some years ago, from Texas. But definitely having 500 and about 40 kids is definitely one of the largest bands they've had. Yeah.
And you are over all of them. How does that work?
Well,
because you're at Mayfair.
Yeah.
But you have the 605 band. Tell me. I have
okay.
no idea.
It was always been a dream of mine, and so what happened is that the Mayfair band back in 2011 or so, 2012, we were at our largest. We had 152 in the band, and that didn't even include color guard. We were huge, and over the years we kind of dropped off a little bit, as did our enrollment at Mayfair. We've dropped, and COVID just about knocked us out. Band was about 100. And then we lost 30 kids and have never been able to replace them. So the band's been about 68 to 70 for the last 2 or 3 years. Realizing that, I always wanted to go to the Rose Parade, and so what I did was I thought, what the heck? And so I had one of our former drum majors create the logo, the 605 logo, and
yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I see that.
Is that the one?
That's the one. Right. And so, and then I thought, we could do this. And so I took my 7 colleagues from ABC Unified and Norwalk La Mirada Unified, with Omar Vidana, the band director at Bellflower. I took them out to dinner over at Frantone's, and I said, hey, here's a concept. I'm going to retire in 2025. I was wanting to do the Rose Parade. We're obviously not big enough to get in. You need to have stamina, and you need to have a large band because you're playing for 5.5 miles constantly. Mm-hmm. So, would you partner with me? And most of these guys are my friends, or at least good colleagues that we've played football, against them, and so we've got to know each other. But they all said, yeah, we're in. So nice. It is Artesia, Bellflower, Cerritos, John Glenn, Gar, La Mirada, Mayfair, and Norwalk. And so the 8 of us, and we put together an audition. So we had to do an audition video, and we did that back in 2023 in a day, and got the kids shirts, put together a concept with a couple of pieces, rehearsed the pieces, and then at Bellflower we did it at Ranieri, and then we turned in the audition, and then we were notified the next fall that we were in, and so that was pretty exciting. We were
How long do they have to play for the Rose Parade?
So if the first okay, so the parade is 5.5 miles. So they're pretty much going to play for about 2.5 hours. But the first 20 minutes is nonstop playing. They cannot stop because we're in front of the TV area. They call it the hill, right, as you turn down to Colorado Boulevard, and so to get them ready for that, that's why we have these practice parades. The one we're going to do on Sunday. The other thing too is that this is so unique. School districts may get together and do this. Hawaii bands have gone to the same, like Kamehameha schools. They're on different islands, but they merge together to become a band. But it doesn't. It's the same system. We're 3 different systems. We're 6 different cities that we cover in the southeast area of Los Angeles County. So that makes it more unique. And because I put it together, I guess I'm the lead band director. I see them all as my partners. All the schools are partners, and the kids are just they're it's this merging of what did we create, because we're going to create memories that are going to last a lifetime.
Yeah.
And we have 75 students from Mayfair involved of the 540. The largest group is La Mirada. They have about 105. Okay. And then John Glenn, I think, is the smallest school, but they have about 39 or so.
How many from Bellflower?
Omar's got about 70, I believe. 70? Just a little bit under that, maybe, but right around there. So we're real close.
Okay. What about this practice spread?
Okay, so I just once we got in, it was like, well, why would we just do this band once? Why would the world only get to see it one time? So for me, it was like, we need to do more. We need to do something in each city so that those schools are highlighted, those kids are highlighted, those directors are highlighted in that community. And so we have something every single weekend up until the Rose Parade. And so this coming weekend is the first one. And, it was it was Bellflower, Artesia, because we're Lakewood, as well as Bellflower, Artesia, and of course us. So what I did was I sent out the things to both cities saying, hey, we'd like to have a practice parade, and we want to go from Ranieri. We used to do the homecoming parades. Right. So we didn't think it would be that big a deal. You have community officers kind of close some streets, and you just go down to Mayfair Park. It's not that big a deal in an afternoon. So I said, hey, can we do this? And they said, yeah, let's give it a shot. And then it became a more of a, well, Tom, we could do it on the weekend you want, but it is Black Friday weekend. It's going to be a little more crowded, so we're going to close the streets off. Okay. And it's fine. And then it became a bigger issue where it was just like, well, we need to do that. To do that, we need to do this, this, and this, and this. And the 2 cities, the school district, Norwalk, La Mirada, have helped out in financing the operation, but it's pretty much Bellflower and Lakewood have taken this on. And of course, they also donated money to the band. Mm-hmm. To help kids. The cost to do the band is 500. Why did I lose that in my brain? 590.
1,000?
No, 5. It's like 5. It's about $500 a kid.
Okay.
So so the students have made their deposit, and then to finish off the next deposit, we've been able to help some students out that way. We've also had other civic groups donate to help the entire cause. We also did a GoFundMe thing online on Facebook, and that we think we brought in $80,000, but that was split amongst the schools and those kids that raised the money. Right. So to finance it. So but the directors aren't receiving any money. We just decided we just want to do it because we want to do it. We want to make it. We all want to be part of something that's going to be ridiculously amazing. So
that's awesome.
So that's kind of where we are right now.
And the cities have been great to work with.
Yeah, I've gone to different both cities of Bellflower and Lakewood. We've met a few times in the city of Lakewood, and it's bringing both cities together like you've never seen. I mean, they've never done a joint project, I don't think, unless it was to pave a street, I would imagine. But this is huge, and I don't think anybody realizes what it is, because it's not it's a partnership, but it's cross district lines, it's across city lines, it's across the kid lines. Like it's not a rivalry. It's just kids.
It's just good for the community, and I'll have to say, it's rare to see cities work so in collaboration.
Yeah.
But my hat goes off to city councils of Bellflower and Lakewood, and I'm sure the other cities that are involved too. I'm just more familiar with those, but for them to work together and help support and also put together funds to make this happen, I think it's huge.
It's
I
huge.
think it's a testament to the ability to work together for the betterment of the community and to celebrate our students.
Oh, absolutely. And this is something that's they get an opportunity to do that, to help so many kids. And I want to thank Lisa Acevedo in the district, because
She's amazing. I love her.
we put a lot of the onus on, hey, where are we going to practice? Well, we got the best stadium in the country, at least the biggest one. And so, but, asking, and of course, Lisa inherited this project. The
Right.
previous superintendent helped write the letter and said, hey, we're going to support you. And then he moved on. And so Lisa's inherited the project. And her thing was just like, we had to get her on board, like, hey, this is what we did. This is just a dream, and it became a reality, And so now, would you help us? And so we're having many of our rehearsals at Bellflower, and the district's been great to help us out, and from top to bottom, from Patrick Turner helping us, figure out how to get things, and logistics. I've been spending more time dealing with logistics than anything else in my life.
I'm sure.
And it's been going on for years. This started in 2023 in May, and but everything has to move, and the only way it moves is trying to get 8 band directors to at least answer a text, which is horrible. And they're my great colleagues, but oh my gosh. Anyway, but
Any 8 people.
yeah, any 8
It's just-
people. Yeah,
it's
it's like we're cats.
Yeah.
So, but we have been, we've had meetings, but I mean, we had to create this out of wheat. I mean, we had to create the nonprofit. And I want to say that my wife has been an amazing help, Kim, and that help run blog, help us with the correspondence with that, getting us to become the nonprofit. We had a former Mayfair treasurer, Leslie Watkins, amazing, that she took on the project of being the treasurer for us and overseeing all the kids' accounts. It just goes deep, and the Mayfair boosters, the Bellflower boosters. I mean, just on this end, getting the trailer to Mayfair with all the equipment. It's an army, and it's so widespread, but it's daily things now of texting people, making sure this works. How do we get this to here? How do we start this?
Are you nervous about
You know what?
the first practice spread?
No, because I've been thinking about this for years.
Right.
It's not. I knew we were going to have a practice parade, and I knew what we needed to do it. And having done this for so long, and I've done a million parades, I've judged parades, different events, and having my Mayfair and all my schools march in parades. I mean, I know what logistics are about doing stuff like this, where you take a community and you shut something down, and then, and it's all about safety.
It's a lot, man. Because I'm also on top of being, along with being school board president, I'm also a safety commissioner for the city of Lakewood.
Okay.
So it came up at our last meeting, and there's a lot that goes into it, man.
Oh my God.
It's like I never would have thought before I got involved as I am today, how much goes into just shutting down a street.
Oh yeah, with the signs, the big electronic signs, and all that, and the signs, and the blitz.
manpower.
Oh Lord, and the blitz to like contact the churches, Rosewood, the online City Line Church, and just everybody across the, but. It's just there wasn't anyone that said no. It's just like, we'll figure out how to make it happen. That's the cool
How
part.
could you say no?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what I think. Like, it's just such a good thing.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and it doesn't happen often.
No.
I don't. When was the last time you think there was a parade of this sort?
They used to have a parade in Lakewood, but in the mid '70s. It was a community parade, but it was competitive. But it all had to do with the Mayfair, the carnival, and all of that at the park.
Okay.
Yeah, on May, and but I mean, the city used to do that regularly, and but it takes a ton. It just, logistics, and you're paying people, you're paying police officers, you're paying, all your parks and rec people to hang out, do this, figure it out. Bellflower used to have their Liberty Day parade every year for years. Probably 40 to 50 years they had that parade. And so they were used to shutting down Bellflower Boulevard and then being at Thompson Park and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's always been, so for me, you ask me, am I nervous? No, because everybody's in it. And there isn't, and the people that run this whole thing and from both cities have been really great about massive amounts of details, how we're going to do this, how we're going to do that. And on my end, it's like, we'll get this together. The band's going to do this. We have the Rose Parade president coming on Sunday.
So let's do that.
Yeah.
Break down the day for me.
Okay.
And everybody else.
Okay. So 8:00 in the morning, we're going to open up the stadium. We have some folks coming. KTLA is coming. I do believe KCAL 9 is coming, or CBS, and I do believe NBC's been invited. I know we invited the Press Telegram. So different media outlets will be there, and I would love to have even more. It's like how they just took out the Rose Parade floats to see if they could work. I don't know if they test them. Okay, we put this thing together. Well, we got to get it to be decorated, so they take it on the freeway and drive it around, and so you see the framework. Well, that's what this band is going to be on Sunday. It's the framework. We're not in costume yet. We'll have band shirts, but our uniform's going to be the following week. But anyway, for this one, it's just get out there and do our thing. Mm-hmm. So the kids are going to be there stadium about 10:30. And we're going to go practice inside the stadium, but just doing sectionals and stuff. And then the Rose Parade president, Ed Morales, and First Lady Lisa Morales. He is the president. She is First Lady. They're going to be coming. They're in the parade. I'm sure you probably know that. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be in a Chevy that's going to be right in front of the band. And we've got some things for them, some cool gifts, but they want to come meet the band. The one thing that the president does is that he goes to everywhere every band is. So if it's in Japan, he flies to Japan. If it's in Texas or Wyoming or New York or England or wherever the bands are coming from, they send him there because it's that big a deal. I mean, You're on the world stage. You're going to be in, who knows? There's 1 million people that line the parade route, and then millions more see it worldwide. It's a big deal, and it goes on all year long. This has been a planning process for them all year. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be there, but he wants to meet the kids. So he's going to get a chance at 11:30 to meet the kids and talk to them about. And he has some posters. I should have brought you a poster. Sorry, I'll get you a poster. That's all right. But he just wants to meet them. He wants to see. And then we have Rose Parade people coming to check us out because they want to see what we have. And we've sent them videos. But then he's going to ride in the parade with us. And I don't think any Rose Parade president's ever done that before.
That's cool.
So just to have his part, because I said, hey, can we do that? And also too, Billie Jean King is the why can't I think of it?
What is it?
Yeah, she's the.
What is it?
Come on, she's the big part of the parade.
Grand Marshal.
Yes, and but we thought Billie Jean King was still here in Long Beach, and so we were going to look to invite her, but she's moved to New York.
Okay.
So, but we were working to invite her too. We thought, why not? This is a local thing. She's a local gal. That would be great. But it didn't work out. But we've got Ed Morales. We've got the City of Lakewood, City of Bellflower. By the way, the Lakewood High School band is coming.
That's right.
And
cool.
Because the City of Lakewood says, well, can we invite them? Because Artesia and Mayfair, we're the third. That's the third school, other than St. Joe's. But and it's like, why not? So I called the new band director, and so they're coming. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So they're going to open the show. So that'll be fun.
That's way cool.
Yeah,
I'm sure they really appreciate that. And I feel like Mayfair often it being the rep for BUSD in Lakewood.
Yeah.
Since we went to districts, Mayfair is a Lakewood school, and sometimes people don't know that. So bringing Lakewood in, just kind of get them all involved because Artesia's there, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
And then we're going to be on the Board of Education is going to be on the fire truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told Lisa she should drive the truck, but
doesn't she have to have
I don't know. I guess I don't know. So anyway.
What's cool is it goes right by my house.
Oh, nice.
So I think I'm gonna have my daughter come on as well.
Absolutely.
She's gonna
Absolutely. Jump
she's-
on board.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna be really cool. I think with all the street closures, I'm always online on Facebook and I'm seeing people talk about it. I think it's being promoted very well. I think people are very not only excited but they're proud of it.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point. It
think
brings
once-
pride to the community.
When they come down the street, if it works like it's supposed to, it's just going to be this mass amount of students. I mean, and I think you've seen the videos of they take up an eighth of the stadium. I mean, they're an eighth of a mile long, and you don't fathom that until you look at it like live. And so that's the best part is you're going to get to see something that, and then it'll just be hopefully the talk. Like we can't wait. We don't know what we don't know is where we're going to be in the parade on the 8th, Sunday. So every Sunday we're going to do something. So Sunday the 8th, Southgate has a Christmas parade. It's always been on a Sunday, so the band's going to get to go do that. So what we want to do is we want to get mileage in. So
Right.
because we have to get them up to 5.5. I've been walking. I've lost 40 pounds since July.
Yeah, man, you're looking great.
I think I walked 6 miles yesterday, but I'm going to get the Rose Parade's not a problem. Bought new shoes today. Like
Do you have
I'm
to?
getting,
Do you walk it?
Oh, you bet.
You don't get to do
I
like a little-
I haven't walked the Rose Parade route, but I mean, I'll go in my neighborhood in Lakewood and walk 6 miles. I walked 6 miles yesterday, so it was great.
Nice.
But so we're going to do the Southgate Parade, and that's about a 2 mile parade. And then the following weekend, we're going to be in ABC. We're going to be at Artesia Gardens Cerritos doing stuff inside their stadiums. We're not doing a parade. And then that's the 15th. So the 8th is Southgate, the 15th is ABC, and then the 22nd we're going to do a practice parade in Norwalk. The city we're helping the city block off some streets for a soft closure by John Glenn High School to go to Norwalk City Hall, where that'll be closed in that area over by Volunteer Street and all that, and to do another practice parade, which is about 3 miles, going from John Glenn through that area and then coming back to John Glenn. And then we're going to have Disneyland the 27th. On the 30th, we do Band Fest. Band Fest is where all the bands in the Rose Parade through different days go to Pasadena City College and they do a field show, a halftime show.
Nice.
So we're going to be there, but that's a great time to meet the other schools and other programs. And then now the 31st, we're actually Bellflower and Mayfair. We're going to have a sleepover in the
do
gym.
the overnight thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we're going to do an overnight in the gym, and then all the buses for the entire Rose Parade are coming to Mayfair. So we'll have 15 buses and a few trailers that are going to go from Mayfair, whatever time we have to leave, to get to Pasadena. And so the last piece is we're working to get. We were going to try to get Highway Patrol to escort us because we can't break apart. We have to go together. So we actually are working to finance getting, because they can't do it because they're busy. It's New Year's and they got stuff to do. You know, who thought that? You know,
Right.
so but they were very kind. Man, we would do this in a minute, but they can't. But anyway, so we're looking to get some other private company to escort us to Pasadena.
Nice.
So
You have a busy month.
a busy month, and it's just we're 32 days out. You know, so yeah,
What I love most about it is that it started with an idea
yeah,
and you've manifested this.
yeah. It's awesome.
And I think it's the best send off possible of a long
I can't
good
wait.
career.
I can't wait, and it really is, and everybody and all my colleagues. I mean, it's like why not, you know? And I have a saying on my wall in my room, and Bobby Kennedy said it. He said, you know, people ask, you know,
Not
why, you know, what to do, but he was the guy that said why not,
Right.
and for him, it's just like you come up with an idea and you think, you know, oh, you can't, that doesn't work. Well, wait a minute, let's try it, you know, and
Right.
it's not easy. And when I first started this, it was daunting. Like, what did
Yeah.
I just walk into, you
Yeah.
know?
It's like
And
the one step at a time thing. It's like the closer you get, the more.
it's been paperwork crazy, like
I'm sure.
daunting stuff of sending people insurance and then resending stuff, and then that's not written correctly. It has to say this, and you know the nonprofit thing, and we've had some nice gifts from some folks, and really appreciative of that because it's been helping kids, and you know we want to do that. That's the first and foremost thing. I can't wait. And even trying to get my kids to do this, it's hard because I've had kids that have never really watched it. It's like, how did you miss the Rose Parade on New Year's Day? And they don't understand it. And I can't wait to
Right.
take our kids through it to say, look, this is what we're going to do, and it's going to be on video for life.
And they're going to remember it the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and they're going to make friends for the rest of their lives. I mean, we have 90 drummers. Like, every school has 15 or something. We're part of 90, and there's 70 flute players. There's at least 38 to 40 trombone players. Like, where are you going to find that? And so, I just think just having that massive group to be able to do this together, and they're excited. The kids are excited, but they also don't know what they're like. What are we really doing? Until we put us together on the stadium, it was ridiculous. It's like, oh my gosh, like you're not going to believe this.
Yeah.
And you've, like I said, you've seen the video. So now it's like, let's bring it to life. And now the world's going to see it. And now Lakewood and Bellflower and all these communities are going to see it.
Well, I think it speaks to the power of being able to manifest things. I remember I was a very fresh green board member when you and I first talked. And you were talking about this even back then. It was about a little over a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And you were talking about it as if it was, tomorrow it was happening.
Yeah.
That's how excited you were back then. And I remember, like, for me, I'm like, there was already so much happening. I'm like, oh, that's a long time away.
Yeah.
And now here we are, and it's right about to happen. And you have the same exact energy you did a year and a half ago. I think that's what it takes, right? Like, you saw this happening, becoming a reality, even before it was maybe even close to becoming it, right? And I think that's what it really takes. And I want to say thank you for not only the long career you've had with our students, but also making this happen, man. It's huge. It's great.
Huge. And I can't wait for Sunday. And I've got the big signs in front of my house because I'm here in Lakewood and I want my neighbors to see it. And I didn't even realize this. One of the guys, my neighbors, is he worked on the plan to close the streets off. He says, I've been working on this project for a few months now. It's like, what? And we didn't even know. He knew I was a teacher, a music teacher, but he didn't realize what I was doing. And I never knew. I thought he worked for the phone company or something. Like, oh my gosh, So here we are. We're across the street. But that's the cool part. It's taken a lot of village. This is a huge village. It's not just Bellflower. It's the district, the parents, the teachers themselves, and putting all this together. And so
it's a feel good thing, man.
Thank you.
I love it all the way. I'm even having people come over to my house just to use my front yard to
hang out.
I was scoped. I never really noticed this, but I think I have the best yard for it.
I think you do.
I think the real estate agent, when I bought it, could have sold it better.
Yeah.
By saying like, hey, if there's ever a parade, this is the best lot. This is it.
So I think it's going to be a great time, and actually having it turned down Allington so that they could let the businesses on the corners work it out, and
they're going to do the like announcements and all that on the
so
corner.
Dave Fleetstra's got the sound system, and so he's going to be announcing stuff in the corner as people come by.
Allington and Woodruff?
Yeah, on the middle school campus, we've got some food trucks coming over. Booster's got that set
But
up.
the food trucks are coming to the middle school, or they go to Mayfair Park.
No, just a middle school.
Okay, so they're going to be there.
Yeah, just at the middle school. So the party's kind of hanging over there.
Okay.
But I think your best. So if you were looking to park, you either go to the stadium and park there, and then just go hang out on Woodruff.
Right.
Would be a great way. And then when the band passes, you'll see a ton. If you just go down halfway down the street, you're going to see a lot, and then you can go easily back to your car, or come over here by about before 11:30 and park in one of the lots.
Yeah. Well, I'll be in the parade, so I'll be on the fire track.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be fun, man. The entire Lakewood City Council, I'm sure Bellflower as well, but everyone's just happy to support you and what you're doing.
I appreciate that.
And the students.
Yeah, and they're just doing great. And I know that, and I didn't realize this. Ray Dunton from the City Council at Bellflower. He was a great band parent. He and his wife, and I had both their kids in our program, and Ray and Dan Coops I used to go to church with for years, and so it's family. It's what it is. It's family. It's community, and so that's what makes it so much better.
Yeah,
just for all of us.
I mean, I think I talk a lot to our Lakewood City, and I know Jeff Wood, David Ariana.
Oh yeah,
man, they're
nice men.
So
Absolutely.
pumped up.
Yeah,
so pumped up, man. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about it, and we'll wrap this up with saying, Tom, thank you for not only making this happen and everything you do for the students, but on a long and successful career. And I wish you the best over the next busy month.
Yeah.
The practice parade, the Rose Parade, and wish you best in retirement when that comes as well.
Oh, man, that's just so awesome. Well, thank you so much, man. I
you.
appreciate that. Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun. All right.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. See, that's the
the show.